Okay, so muting. We're going to take a minor pentatonic, which is that one that we know and love. And the idea being that when you hit all the strings, you want to only ever hear one note, so it's very monophonic.
Monophonic.
Like that. Now, what you've got there is the underside of your index finger, as we know, is doing a lot. It's playing that note and then muting the next 5. So the first string's quite easy to. You've got all that meaty chugga going on, which just backs up the sound and sounds great. When you move on to the next string, you don't want that to happen. So your index finger is still playing that note, and it's resting against the higher 4 strings now, and it's muting those 4. Now, what I'd do for this one, you can either shuffle your index finger up a little bit and get used to muting it with the tip of your index finger. I like to come over the top and lightly dab with that one, to each their own. That's what seemingly works well for me. So now I've got these 2 notes on the A string, but I've got the underside of my finger muting these 4, and the tip of this finger, it's not pulling down, it's just lightly touching there. So I hit all 6 and you only hear that note. Apparently, let's try that again.
Yeah.
Really cool. Same thing with that. So you can just experiment with one pair of one string is enough. When I move down to the next string, I've got these 2 options. Once again, the underside of that finger is muting the last 3 strings. But I've got 2 strings to contend with here. What I seemingly like is to bring my thumb over the top to lightly touch that one, and then maybe this free finger to lightly touch that one. But you only hear that or that. Sounds great.
Yeah.
You could have that finger sat in between those 2, so it's kind of killing 2 birds with 1 stone. Really cool. That's better than. I think of all this stuff kind of like like a hi-hat on a drum. It's the way I sort of think of it. When we move on to the next 2. Now I've got to kill 3 strings here. I can bring my thumb over the top to lightly touch that one, and my middle finger in between those 2. Once again, I do that like it's easy. It's not. I would have sat there for ages and gone, that one, yeah, okay, in between those 2. And then I just played these 2 notes for ages.
You're on G, aren't we there?
Yeah. When I got into the last 2, prior to this, we were having a conversation, weren't we, about how now I've got to mute 4 lower strings. So if you're Jimi Hendrix, you can come over the top with your massive thumb and grab those and maybe grab that like that. But my hand angle is really coming round and over the top here, and I don't like. There's too much now. These notes are quite thin. They're still nice and beefy, but they're not as low-endy as these. So I don't want.
You don't want all the strings, do you?
Not all the strings. It seems a bit like bull in a china shop, doesn't it? So maybe I'm just going to bring my second finger down to maybe mute the D and G, and maybe with my pick I can just hit those top 4. That's a bit more responsible now. There's less chugga. And also, the last thing that could actually maybe lightly rest against those 2. Same thing with this. I don't 5 lower strings to kill. What a nightmare. So I can play those 2, and maybe with my middle finger in between, let's say the G and B. Once again, the part of that in there.
go on. We can work. Do them higher ones again. What's muting there and what you're playing?
The right hand.
Yeah, is that
the
doing
right
them
hand
down?
is sort of
Yeah,
muting the
yeah.
lower bit. And this finger is seemingly wanting to rest in
Yeah, between
the G and the G and B. Yeah.
G and B.
When I move back a string.
So your ring finger, you're doing nothing with ring finger, are you?
It's not needed in the scale.
At all.
But at some point, I probably spent a lot of time just going, okay, these two notes. So they're only guidelines, but that, if you've got, that's okay. Or, now that's kind of like the notes being picked individually. Or separately. With lots of muting. I think you can have, rather than that just being on or off, I think you can do a little bit of both. I don't think it has to be. That's cool, but it doesn't have to be like, it can be like a dimmer switch rather than an on and off switch.
That's our longest video.
Probably.
7 minutes.
Once that's one that you can sort of wipe off in a month or two once you've